Grace had already thought for a long time. She had known that if she were not shot when the gangsters arrived, she would be faced with her father's suggestion that she return to become a conspirator with him and his gang of thugs and felons, and she did not need any walk to reconsider her response to that. Even though the difference between the people she knew back home and the people she'd met in Dogville had proven somewhat slighter than she'd expected. Grace looked at the gooseberry bushes, so fragile in the smooth darkness. It was good to know that if you did not treat them ill, they would be there come spring, as always, and come summer they'd again be bursting with the quite incomprehensible quantity of berries that were so good in pies, especially with cinnamon. Grace looked around at the frightened faces behind the window panes that were following her every step, and felt ashamed of being part of inflicting that fear. How could she ever hate them for what was at bottom merely their weakness? She would probably have done things like those that had befallen her if she had lived in one of these houses, to measure them by her own yardstick, as her father put it. Would she not, in all honesty, have done the same as Chuck, and Vera, and Ben, and Mrs. Henson, and Tom, and all these people in their houses? Grace paused, and while she did, the clouds scattered and let the moonlight through. And Dogville underwent another of those little changes of light. It was as if the light, previously so merciful and faint, finally refused to cover up for the town any longer. Suddenly you could no longer imagine a berry that would appear one day on a gooseberry bush, but only see the thorn that was there right now. The light now penetrated every unevenness and flaw in the buildings, and in the people. And all of a sudden she knew the answer to her question all too well. If she had acted like them, she could not have defended a single one of her actions, and could not have condemned them harshly enough. It was as if her sorrow and pain finally assumed their rightful place. No, what they had done was not good enough. And if one had the power to put it to rights, it was one's duty to do so, for the sake of other towns, for the sake of humanity, and not least for the sake of the human being that was Grace herself.
If I went back and became your daughter again, when would I be given the power you're talking about?
No.
At once.
Why not?
So that would mean that I would also take on the immediate responsibility at once. I'd be a part of the problem solving. Like the problem of Dogville.
Could start by shooting a dog and nailing it to a wall. Over there, beneath that lamp, for example. Well, it might help. It sometimes does, no?
It would only make the town more frightened. It would hardly make it a better place. It could happen again. Somebody happening by, revealing their frailty. That's what I want to use the power for, if you don't mind. I want to make this world a little better.
Yeah. The damn kid won't shut up. Says he wants to talk to you, miss. Can we just shoot him now?
Let me talk to him. What? What is it?
A man can't really be blamed for being scared now, can he?
No.
No. I'm scared, Grace. I used you, and I am sorry. I'm stupid. I am. I'm not, maybe even arrogant sometimes.
You are, Tom.
Although using people is not very charming, I think you have to agree that this specific illustration has surpassed all expectations. It says so much about being human. It's been painful, but I think you also have to agree it's been edifying, wouldn't you say?
Not now, Tom. Not now. If there's any town this world would be better without, this is it.
Yes. Shoot them, burn down the town. What? Something else, eh?
There's a family with kids. Do the kids first and make the mother watch. Tell her you'll stop if she can hold back her tears. I owe her that. I'm afraid she cries a little too easily.
We'd better get you out of here. I'm afraid you've learned far too much already. Come on, come on. Are you cold, sweetie? Would you like a wrap?
I'm fine.
You want the curtains opened? You don't need them anymore. What do you think?
I think we should open them. I think it's appropriate.
No. Bingo, Grace. Bingo. I have to tell you, your illustration, it beat the hell out of mine. It's frightening, yes. so clear. Do you think I can allow myself to use it as a inspiration in my writing?
Goodbye, Tom. Some things you have to do yourself.
Really? That one you're going to have to explain to me on the way home.
Suddenly there was a noise, not so persuasive and powerful as it had been on one rainy night in spring, but loud enough to work its way through the final size of the timber that was rapidly burning out. It came again. Everyone heard it. Grace was the first to recognize it.
That's Moses.
"That's Moses," she said, and jumped out of the car. She quickly covered the distance to the dog pen through what, now the buildings were gone, could scarcely be called a street, and certainly not Elm Street, as there wasn't a tree left on Dogville's little mountain ledge, let alone an elm. It was Moses. His survival was astonishing, a miracle.
No, just let him be. They will have spotted the flames in Georgetown by now. Someone will come and find him. He's just angry because I once took his bone.
Whether Grace left Dogville, or on the contrary, Dogville had left her, and the world in general, is a question of a more artful nature that few would benefit from by asking, and even fewer by providing an answer. And nor, indeed, will it be answered here.